Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we're tackling a critical stability issue in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Many drivers report that ETS2 freezes or crashes with error 0xc0000025 when starting a job. We at Teknobalta analyzed this case thoroughly and identified the root cause as a memory management conflict. This error code specifically points to a failure in the system's ability to interpret or allocate memory resources during high-load transitions. When you start a job, the game engine loads a massive amount of assets into your RAM and VRAM. If your virtual memory settings are misconfigured, the application loses its address space, leading to an immediate crash. Let us begin the technical recovery process. Step 1 involves resetting your Windows paging file. Press the Windows key and type Performance. Select Adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. Navigate to the Advanced tab in the newly opened window. Under the Virtual Memory section, click on the Change button. You will see a list of your drives and their current paging file status. Ensure that the box Automatically Manage Paging File Size for all drives is checked. If you had manually set a custom size, this was likely the trigger for the 0xc0000025 error. Why does this happen? ETS2 requires a dynamic buffer that static paging files often cannot provide. By letting Windows manage the size, the kernel can expand the page file as needed during the job initialization phase. Click OK, then Apply, and OK again. A system restart is mandatory for these changes to take effect. While your system restarts, let us discuss why System Managed is superior for modern gaming. Modern SSD storage is fast enough that the overhead of dynamic resizing is negligible compared to the stability it provides. Now that we have addressed the primary cause, let us move to Step 2, verifying game integrity. Open your Steam library and right-click on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Select Properties from the context menu. Go to the Installed Files tab on the left sidebar. Click on Verify Integrity of Game Files. Steam will now compare your local files with the official manifests on the server. If any asset related to job generation is corrupted, it will trigger a memory access violation. Wait for this process to reach 100%. It may take several minutes depending on your drive speed. Step 3. Updating the GPU drivers and clearing the shader cache. Outdated drivers can fail to communicate with the virtual memory manager, causing the 0xc0000025 crash. Visit the official website for NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel depending on your hardware. Download the latest stable driver version. We at Teknobalta recommend a clean installation. During the installation, select Custom and check the box for Perform a clean installation if using NVIDIA. This removes old profile data that might be conflicting with the ETS2 engine. Next, we must clear the ETS2 shader cache. Navigate to your Documents folder. Open the Euro Truck Simulator 2 folder. Find the files named steam_shader_cache.bin or similar and delete them. The game will rebuild these files upon the next launch, ensuring no stale data causes a freeze. Step 4. Advanced Engine Optimization via the config file. In the same Euro Truck Simulator 2 folder, find the config.cfg file. Right-click it and open with Notepad or Notepad++. Press Ctrl+F and search for r_buffer_page_size. This value controls the size of the memory buffer for loading map segments. If it is set to 10, change it to 20 or 30. This provides more breathing room for the engine. Save the file and close the editor. Step 5. Checking for conflicting background applications. Applications like MSI Afterburner or RivaTuner can sometimes interfere with memory hooks. Disable any overlays before launching the game to test for stability. Also, ensure your antivirus is not blocking the game's access to the paging file. Add the ETS2 installation folder to your antivirus exclusion list. Now, let us address the hardware aspect. If the error persists, your RAM might have physical defects. We at Teknobalta recommend running the Windows Memory Diagnostic tool. Type mdscg.exe in the Start menu and press Enter. Choose Restart Now and check for problems. If the tool reports errors, you may need to reseat your RAM modules or replace them. Another potential culprit is an unstable overclock on your CPU or RAM. Revert your BIOS settings to load optimized defaults for testing purposes. Stability is more important than a few extra frames per second when hauling heavy cargo. Let us review the solution path we have established. The primary fix is setting virtual memory to System Managed. This resolved the issue for the original reporter. The second layer is ensuring file integrity through Steam. The third layer is GPU driver hygiene and shader cache management. The fourth layer is engine-level buffer adjustments in the config file. And finally, hardware validation through diagnostic tools. By following these steps, you eliminate every possible bottleneck that leads to the 0xc0000025 error. ETS2 is a complex simulation that relies heavily on smooth data streaming from your storage to your memory. Any interruption in this pipeline results in the freeze you experienced. We at Teknobalta are committed to ensuring your simulation experience is flawless. If you are using mods, remember that they significantly increase memory usage. Large map mods like ProMods require even more virtual memory than the base game. If you use mods, the system-managed paging file setting is not just recommended, it is mandatory. Always check your game.log.txt file in the Documents folder if the crash recurs. Scroll to the bottom of the log to see the last recorded action before the crash. This will give you a specific clue if a particular mod or asset is failing. Technical troubleshooting is a process of elimination. We have eliminated the most likely candidates today. Your ETS2 should now load jobs without any freezing or error messages. Enjoy the open roads and the heavy hauls without the fear of a crash. This concludes our technical deep dive into the 0xc0000025 error. We at Teknobalta analyzed this, solved this, and now you can play this. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more world-class technical solutions and PC optimization guides. Drive safe and keep your systems optimized. See you in the next technical briefing. Bing.